Make sure that everyone in your group is watching this DVD, especially the drivers. It's more important that they watch this than pack the luggage in the vehicle. Driving on sand is very different to driving on normal roads. Vehicles do not respond quickly on sand. Now, swerving or changing direction can cause your vehicle to roll over. Injuries and deaths have been caused by this, so slow down and watch out for dangers.
Beach conditions can change quickly. Waves can wash in at any time. Look out for waves as they are forming just off the beach. Slow down and carefully move higher up the beach to avoid them. If you cannot avoid a wave, do not change direction quickly to avoid it. Changing direction quickly can cause your vehicle to roll over. Washouts can stop you dead in your tracks. Hitting them at speed can cause your vehicle to crash. Slow down. You don't want your trip to turn to tragedy. Driving on inland tracks can be rough and uncomfortable. Driving too quickly on rough tracks can cause neck and back injuries. Concentrate. What appears to be a smooth surface in the distance may really be extremely rough. Drivers, you can lose control of your vehicle. Slow down and stay alert. Passengers should hold on tightly, stay calm and let the driver concentrate. If the driver is going too fast, tell them to slow down. Watch out for people walking on the beach, especially children. Surf and wind is louder than the sound of your vehicle. They may not hear your car. Slow down in busy areas and drive through carefully.
Avoid driving at night. The dangers are more difficult to see. There's no street lights out here.
Water on tracks or across the beach can be a hazard. Approach carefully and drive through slowly. Check how deep the water is if you're unsure. In clear waters, if safe, you may choose to walk through first to check the depth. Take care around rocks. Do not risk passing if the tide is too high. If there is an inland track, use it.
Drive to suit conditions. And follow the other vehicle at a safe distance.
This normally means staying about 3 car lengths behind the vehicle ahead.
Remember, slow is safe.
Alcohol, drugs and driving do not mix. There is a zero tolerance on the use of illegal drugs. Blood alcohol levels must not exceed 0.05. As a guide, that's 2 standard drinks in the first hour for most men, and only 1 standard drink per hour after that. For most women, it's 1 standard drink per hour. Hungover? Move over and let someone else drive. You may still be over the limit the morning after, so don't drive if you are unsure. You must wear your seatbelt at all times. It's the law. It only takes 2 seconds to buckle up and could save your life. Police do check and you will be fined if you're not wearing a seatbelt. Drivers, the responsibility starts with you.
Seatbelts please, Leanne.
And you will also be fined. Ensure all your passengers are wearing a seatbelt and that children under 7 years of age are restrained in an appropriate child restraint.
Some horrific crashes have happened when drivers have taken stupid risks.
Passengers, if the driver of your vehicle is speeding and not driving safely, let them know you're concerned. Say something, it could save your life.
It's important to plan your trip well and leave early for your barge connections. Best beach driving is at low tide, or 1 to 2 hours before or after low tide.
Remember, driving on sand can take much longer than you'd expect. It can take an hour to drive 10 kilometres in bad conditions.
Getting stuck in sand, slow traffic, or getting lost can take time. If you rush, you could crash. Better to be waiting here safely than here in desperation.
There are no doctors permanently located in remote parks like Fraser Island and Moreton Island. Medical assistance can be hours away, and transport to hospital can be very expensive.
Be prepared. Have a good first aid kit with you and know how to use it. For serious emergencies, phone 000. No phone reception? Try 112. Do not hang up until the operator ends the call. Is your vehicle safe to drive? If you hire a vehicle, check the conditions of your contract. Ask where you can drive and where you cannot drive. Listen carefully to instructions about driving on sand and loading your vehicle.
Pack light, pack right, so the weight is balanced.
And stow the gear low. Your heavier items need to be placed at the bottom.
If you're driving a hired four-wheel drive on Fraser Island, you cannot have anything packed on the roof. No more than 8 people, including the driver, in any one vehicle.
Queensland road rules apply on the beaches and tracks, and police do patrol regularly. Matt, everybody must be inside the vehicle. Everyone must wear a seatbelt every time you drive.
Keep to the left, as you would on any Australian road. Use indicators only when overtaking or turning or pulling into traffic. Fines apply. No seatbelts, speeding, overloaded. Do not use a mobile phone while you are driving. Most inland tracks have two-way traffic. You may have to give way to downhill traffic or heavier vehicles. Use the passing bays. It's easier to drive forwards into them than reversing. Always drive carefully. You don't have to drive at the maximum speed limit.
Slower is safer in rough conditions, and slower is safer if you're new to sand driving.
Not all speed limits on beaches and inland tracks are the same. Look for speed signs on the upper beach and never go faster than the speed limits. Speed limits on Fraser Island are 80 kilometres per hour on the eastern beach and 30 kilometres per hour on the inland sand tracks, except where the signs show other speed limits. Shared zones are go slow areas, and vehicles must give way to people.
Make sure you have all the right permits, and remember, the more information you have, the more you'll enjoy yourselves.